It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillo's Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
This is Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillo's Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank.
It was like a crack in my voice. Hello.
Yeah, well, sounds like someone's been up with a sick child all night. For the next 30 minutes or less, Jen and I will be bringing you 3 topics or subjects, and we will discuss them. You in the chat will help drive the conversation. Jen has no idea what the topics or subjects are. She didn't even think she would be here. She's not going to be at the book club, in the post show, Patreon, DillosDizResort.com, immediately
failing
following.
Everything.
You know, it's not because she didn't read the book. It's not that at all. I'm sure it's fine.
High school Jen is taking over. I gotta call out sick tomorrow. I have a quiz.
Yeah. She's like, oh, the podcast dropped. I better try to read the book quick before the book club. We did drop the Theme Park Thursday podcast earlier this morning. Check it out on your favorite podcatcher. It is my birthday eve officially today.
Bum, bum, bum. You're old.
And some of our friends and family in Ohana and what have you were rounded up to present a series of birthday challenges for the birthday year, as it were. Mm-hmm. So we're calling it the Great Big Beautiful Birthday Challenge. We didn't call it that on the podcast, but I titled the episode as that. So
I mean, that's clever and probably something I should have come up with since I created the challenge.
So stay tuned. Go listen on your favorite podcatcher, and then stay tuned all year long for the Great Big Beautiful Birthday Challenge.
That's a good question from Lee.
I'm fine. Everything's fine. It's only two shotgunned cups of coffee this morning. I'm doing fine. Everything's okay. Ask me like
everything's good.
Yeah, when it crosses over, then it's that night. You know, 46, those first couple of months were a little rough, just going to say out loud here. But that's we're not talking about my birthday for a half an hour.
Why not? This whole episode should have been about your birthday.
We have 3 topics or subjects, and I will now present them to you at this time. Yeah, and to Jen also. Topic number 1, sign on the dotted interline. There's this petition going around. I don't know if you've heard. So close to 50,000 signatures on the interwebs. And that petition is to fire your friend and mine, but not really, Bob Chapek, CEO of the Walt Disney Company. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll share that a little bit with you. And whether it's warranted, it's not warranted, justified, not justified, all those things. We look forward to hearing your opinions in the chat. Topic number 2, light year or light beer? Yesterday, Wednesday, that is, if you're watching this on a replay, it was on Wednesday, October 27th. Pixar dropped a light year teaser trailer featuring Chris Evans as the voice of, I guess, the he who would be the icon, the inspiration for the Buzz Lightyear toy. We'll get into a lot of that. There's a lot to discuss in this origin story trailer. And then topic number 3, supporting character support. I grabbed this one from Disney Cruise Line news about Oaken being a part of the Frozen dining experience on the Disney Wish. We'll talk a little bit about that and maybe about some other supporting characters who could use a little more love out there in the Disney universe. So we got supporting character support, light year or light beer, and a sign on the dotted interline. Jen, what do you think about those 3 topics after seeing them for the very first time?
Excellent. I mean, I think the first 2 we actually did touch upon yesterday, so I had an inkling that those would be it. I didn't hear about the 3rd, so I'm totally prepared.
Dr. Jacqueline wants none of the petition. None of it.
Nothing to do with it.
None
3,
of
2,
it.
1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 1, 2. 3, 2, no one. 2, 3, 1.
Over in on the Dillo's Diz Resort over there at dillosdizresort.com, our Patreon, and we have a little one-channel Discord that our the resort guests participate in. Lewis has been on this brigade lately that he thinks secretly I like my birthday, and I just talk about it all the time because secretly no.
Okay, here's the thing. So here it's going to be a side tangent. Everyone, buckle up. So it's time for TikTok, everybody. It's time for TikTok. So I don't know if you've all heard of, is it Elise Myers? Elise Myers, I think is her name. She has like blown up on TikTok. She is very popular right now. She just sort of just shares her stories and all this kind of stuff. She did one. Jeffers sent it to me, obviously, because Jeffers and I send each other about 150 TikToks a day. So he sent me this one, and it was basically her talking about her birthday, and I'm like, I don't like my birthday, all this. Do I want the attention? No. But do I want it acknowledged? Yes. But do I like it? No. Like just all the back and forth. And I think it's a very it's the introvert / extrovert in us that of like, I don't want to talk about my birthday, but then like all we talk about is our birthday. I don't know. And it's a very weird in between thing. Like, well, yeah, it's my birthday, but I don't want to. But it's really because of our own insecurities of growing older. That's the.
I mean, that's part of it, and that's like the premise of this podcast is growing old. So I think it's very hard to not use it as a recurring bit on the show when our birthdays come around. And when, so yes, we're shining a light of attention on it.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean we like it or that we really want to talk about it. We acknowledge that everyone else likes jumping on, especially me getting older bandwagon. So low status, here I go. And let's go. Tomorrow's my birthday. It's my birthday.
Jeffers, don't give anything away. Me and Jeffers might have some plans for things brewing. I'm just gonna say that we'll discuss. Not necessarily on the TikTok. We're not announcing anything at this moment.
Oh, goodness.
Just stay tuned. I have seen a lot of 3, 2, 1s. I feel like I saw that the most. Is that
3, 2, 1? Let's do 3, first because I think
although Dr. Jacqueline said 3, 2 Frank's birthday. So, but I think we already covered that. So yeah.
3, 2. I mean, we'll see where we end up with time if we get to topic 1. But 3, I mean, it should be mentioned briefly. I think 3, 2, 1 is how we'll go. Supporting character support. Let me do this. Let me do that. Why am I not seeing it? Share the screen. I just want to share the tweet just so it gives us. I had prepared to do these things because I didn't know if you'd be here or not. Just this is what the Disney Parks Twitter posted. Hey, that's my Twitter handle of Frank M. Cardillo there at the bottom left-hand corner.
Give him a follow, everybody.
For my birthday.
It's his birthday. Did you guys know? You should give him a follow for his birthday.
Here's a first look at Oaken from Arendelle, a frozen dining adventure coming to the Disney Wish when you visit for an engagement celebration for Queen Anna and Anna and Kristoff. You'll find Oaken hosting the celebration with his hearty planning services. I don't know. That's kind of my Angela Dahlgren accent as well.
I don't even know what kind of accent that is. We have to pull that clip though, just for Angela, and be like, "This is what he thinks your accent is.
This is how I think your accent goes." Hearty planning services. So that is what's coming to the Disney Wish. I like it, in terms of one, it gives the focus of the frozen dining adventure meal there, with it be a celebration of their engagement. But I also like that it's Oaken centric. I want to ask the question to the chat. Characters with, on the Oaken level. So maybe not like true supporting sidekick characters like, let's say, Olaf, but someone in the Oaken vein. What characters would you like to see shown more love, and maybe in this kind of, let's say, dining themed adventure, whether it's maybe Disney shop related, like a store named after a character. It doesn't have to necessarily be an attraction. It can be something related to shopping or dining or resort themed in general. I think that's what grabbed me about this. It was like, oh, it's nice that the didn't just say it's a frozen dining adventure. See what happens. They're going, nope. It's Oaken's party. It's the celebration of Anna and Kristoff. You know, it doesn't really even suggest that they'll be there necessarily, but it does suggest that Oaken will be there. So I wanted to throw that out there to the chat to see, you know, a little further down the line who you might.
Steffer says, do they have to talk? I think anybody, throw out your ideas, Steffers. Who do you want to see? And what role, if they're not going to talk, what do you want to see them doing? And Facebook user, good morning. We can't see who your name is, but good morning. And thanks for joining us.
Nebula, that's a good one for, you know, and I think that's, you know, we talk about the Muppets sometimes, and when we talk about the Muppets, we talk about, you know, like Frank Oz did an interview a couple months ago where, you know, he kind of misses the edginess of the Muppets and what they brought, and you saw maybe a little glimpse of that in Haunted Mansion. They didn't go too far, but there was scarier elements for kids. But you know, somebody like Nebula would be like, you know, as Jen will be diving into the MCU universe probably after the holidays because she can't start it and then watch Hallmark movies for 5 weeks and then try to restart. It's gonna have to be post.
I was thinking of starting soon, so great. Now I can't start it. I mean,
unless you think you can get through the 23 movies, whatever
I cannot.
it is.
I cannot, but I can start it and just
we can't start
holiday break.
Stop. Yeah. Hey. I mean, I think that's. Hey would be a good one.
Yes.
Hey's one of those like Easter egg characters. You know, I kind of like what they did at Food and Wine with Remy, kind of like, you know, getting you excited for Ratatouille opening by putting the little secret Remy's all throughout the World Showcase. I feel like that's something you could do with Hey to give Hey a little more love.
Right. Oh yeah, this is a good one. All the I feel like that would be fun to kind of just see them randomly about, or in like, you know, in lounges or in some of like the bars or whatever, and they're just kind of like a what do I want to call it, like an interactive dining theater thing.
Well, and we talk about now that meet and greets are slowly coming back in its the way we remember, you know, we talk about also not losing sight and grip of what was being offered the past 18 months because it enhanced a lot of the environments in the parks. Yeah. And I think that something like this, with maybe not your premier characters, so to speak, your main characters, that maybe with, you know, characters that, you know, anybody has a special fondness for, could be shown a light on, so to speak.
Right.
I think that the Ruffians are a good one.
Yeah. They do that on the Disney cruise. Fun fact. Fun fact. Do you have any in mind, like someone specifically?
I don't have any. I mean, I was trying to think, you know, sometimes I'm surprised. I guess I've been surprised in the last 4 years by learning how many people love Hercules.
Right.
And that's nothing wrong with Hercules. Did the Hercules parade, saw Hercules with a bunch of Disney cast members when I was there. It was a big thing, but there was disappointment on the box office side, obviously. So I always think that there's more to pilfer from that treasure chest, so to speak. There's characters, there's experiences, and I feel like that would be something people would react to. But at the same time, I think there's other IPs that we could also focus on. You know, whenever they talk about Grease in Epcot, like, oh, will we ever get Grease in Epcot in World Showcase? Like, I want it to be with a Hercules element, you know. So that's what jumps to mind immediately. Is, you know, when you have myths and you have gods and you have, you know, these kind of characters, extraordinary characters, I feel like it's an easy creation, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. Dr. Jacqueline wants all the Disney dogs. I like that idea.
All the Disney dogs. No, that's a good one.
I like that.
What else did we have here? Anything else? But I mean, you know, and I see Lewis mentioning, but there are people out there who miss Iago at the Tiki Room. There are, totally. And I don't know if you necessarily want to do some of that. I don't know if that's really I don't know if I'm talking about it in attraction form. I think I'm talking about it beyond either something new or enhancing other things. not necessarily attractions. Lexi thought you were talking about Greece. There you go. So where are we going? 3, 2, 1, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Lightyear or light beer? Yesterday, Wednesday, the 27th, Pixar dropped its Lightyear teaser. Am I sharing? Let's just.
You're sharing your screen.
I don't necessarily need the sound. The sound's not playing, is it?
It is.
Oh, it is. So,
Yeah. Fancy. I didn't know. Since when can StreamYard do the sound? What?
I don't know. Things are always
fancy.
So, I mean, do we want to listen to this or no? We don't need to listen to this, right? Let me drop the volume out. I think we've all watched it already.
Right.
So you have the astronaut, as it were, that the toy for Buzz Lightyear was based on. It's kind of an origin story. That's how it's being prepped. It's coming in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
When Jen texts me and says, "Is this a topic for tomorrow?" It's a topic for tomorrow. And I'm like, I already tweeted that it's a topic for tomorrow. Obviously, I think we have some feelings, but I'm going to pass it over to Jen first to give me her feelings on this trailer here.
Feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So I was I watched it and I just sort of went, and I think I just then needed to process a bit. And I don't know that I'm fully done processing. There is a part of me that, of course, there's a change here. And so I'm not excited because there's a change. But, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting, and there's a lot of back and forth happening in my head. So it's like it's a cool thing, and it's the actual Buzz Lightyear, and this is interesting, and this is different and new, and ooh. Then there's a part of me that's like, okay, so we have Chris Evans doing the voice, which, but that's not Buzz Lightyear's voice, and why are we doing this? And can we just, yes, and why are we even doing this movie? But I also kind of think there's something cool about it. I don't know. I'm very torn in my feelings. I mean, I think the biggest thing that is messing with me is just the change of voice. Obviously the animation is very cool. Not animation, the animation is very cool and whatever, but it's just different, and we need time to accept that. So I'm excited for it, but I'm also a little like, I don't know how I feel. So yeah. You're muted there. There you are.
Lewis's point is that Tim Allen is the voice of the Buzz Lightyear toy. So where you have Chris Evans here, it's a different situation. And I mean, we've already lived through Putty being the voice of Buzz Lightyear, elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that being said, one is I thought the trailer was beautiful. I loved it. It was a lot of things that I loved. I felt nostalgic. We talked last week with Genevieve Goings on the podcast about like how all this, reintroduction to space travel, so to speak, it somehow waxes nostalgic there. And so that was beautiful. The use of a Bowie song was great. Everything about the trailer itself was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a hard time accepting this kind of, and it's somewhat similar to you. The world of the play is expanding, right? This is you had the Toy Story characters' world of play, and this was their world, and now it's kind of this kind of tangential world being expanded.
Yeah.
So I struggle with. In my brain, will I feel better if I just isolate it as its own thing?
Mm-hmm.
Or, and just, it's not really part of the Toy Story world.
Right. Or
is it that I needed to connect more to the Toy Story world? Like, I don't know what the answer is, but the mixed feelings, as always, when we struggle with change. Often it's not just about like a systematic change that we're annoyed by. It is the adjustment that has to take place. So,
and so Lexi's saying at first she thought it was live action, but if it's not, why the replacement of the voice? Why? If this is him, why did we have to change it?
Right. And I'll keep playing devil's advocate on Lewis's side and keep saying, oh, that's the voice of the toy. This is different. But I think that, Chris Evans is shiny and new, and he's Captain America, for goodness sake. How do we not have him be the voice of Lightyear going, in this capacity? I get that part of it. And I think that, I think it's sad to me that they don't give Tim Allen this opportunity to maybe stretch his vocal chops a little. And I'm leaving if people have personal feelings about Tim Allen, so I'm not even addressing that. Yeah. I'm just talking about Tim Allen's voice. I would have liked to have seen him given this opportunity to do that expansive, maybe more dramatic Buzz Lightyear work in this form, and have that be the connection in some way. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what I'm missing right now. I'm a little bit about connection lately.
I like this thought process here.
It's an interesting one for sure.
They're trying to make this seem real, recasting moments. Becky Connor, Frank Costanza, Becky Connor.
I think that, yes, I'll take it back to Theme Park Rob, the Darrens on Bewitched. It's not like it doesn't happen.
Right.
But I think if you would have, it's what people, last year I was sitting here and I was like, before the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, I don't know if I should spoil it. I think everyone here knows what happens at the end of the season 2 of The Mandalorian, but I knew, people were buzzing about, it's going to be recast. I was like, I swear to God, when you have this de-aging technology, I do not want to see anybody in this form currently other than the person, the actor themselves. So there's that part of it too, where I think it works sometimes. And I think sometimes when you do it just for the sake of doing it, which is often our beef with change, it seems more like, we want to hitch our wagon to Chris Evans a little bit more. Right. That's what it comes across as.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. And also Theme Park Rob, just as an FYI, we had a little bit of an issue with Becky Connor being replaced. We went through our feelings about it, and then we accepted it, and then we went back and forth.
Yeah, there was definitely some adjustment there back in the early 90s. 30 years ago, it's fine.
What?
It's 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it too. So Lewis is kind of playing out, and Lexi, I saw a little bit too of like what this could actually be. So like it, and I've heard a lot of theories being shared of what this movie could actually be, or what's actually going on outside of the movie itself in a way. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out and how it's set up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely intrigued. I definitely will watch it. It's not like I'm going to shun it or something, but it's just interesting to me, the nature of the business.
Yes, for sure. This is the Toy Story in-universe live-action movie that spawns an animated series, which leads to the toy. # merch.
Yes, yeah, the merch for sure. And the beauty of Toy Story 2 is that you kind of get that Woody backstory of, I mean, 10, 20 years from now, I don't want to see that Woody was based on, the puppet, the marionette was based on a cowboy in, the Wild West. Like, I don't want to see that.
Right.
But here, you never really got more than he is just a toy. Right. So, okay, I feel like you have a little more creative stretching you can do there.
It'll be interesting. When does it come out again?
It says 2022. I presume. I guess it could be summer, but it could be November of next year. Listen, the Pixar. I'm all about the Pixar theories. All about them. I'm all about that all-inclusive world. So I do get a Wall-E vibe watching some of that.
Right. I'm just gonna give you a sigh on that one.
Did he just say? Wowzers. I mean, to me, Tom Hanks in the early 90s, I've said it before, Tom Hanks and Kevin Costner were on this race to be America's everyman. And then Kevin Costner wanted to be an action adventure star. And he veered off course. And Tom Hanks assumed that role. So when I always looked at Woody as kind of like this Jimmy Stewart character, in the cowboy garb. So you're going to have to find me a Jimmy Stewart. And I don't think it's Matthew McConaughey. All right, it's 10:26, which means we only have 4 minutes for topic number 1.
Oh, well, that's good because Dr. Jacqueline will be happy, and Lexi, there was not much time left for this news story here.
Sign on the dotted interline. I'm not even going to pull up the petition itself. 50,000 signatures, 45,590 signatures so far. So it's all about, people say it was Imagineers who started this. I'm not sure what is truth and what is reality, but here we are with signing a petition. I don't know what 50,000 signatures will do or more, probably nothing. But right. I think it just, again, it speaks to, Iger and Eisner both had a forward-facing presence that audiences could connect to as it related to Disney, and Chapek does not. For better or for worse, you can like or hate Iger, you can like or hate Eisner. People do. They both had their pluses and their minuses. But I think the problem is that Disney is such a forward-facing company. It is very, very challenging for anyone to accept Bob Chapek as a forward phrasing. I mean, maybe that too. Forward-facing spokesman, as it were. For he doesn't have that kind of showman quality. Iger was all, as much as he wore the suit, he still had that kind of gleam in his eye that gave you a showman quality. Eisner was definitely a showman. So I think that's where our struggle truly lies. I think if Chapek came across as likable to the audience, maybe we wouldn't be having these conversations.
Yeah, when I first saw, I think I saw like a screenshot of the petition on someone's Instagram, and I was like, oh, that's funny. Honestly thinking it was like a joke or like someone just started it as like this funny thing. And then I started seeing it pop up more and more. I'm seeing people sharing it on Facebook, like in a legit way. And I was like, oh, this is like people outside of this little community of ours, like just randoms where I'm like, wait, you've seen this and you're commenting on this? What is happening? But yeah, kind of to Dr. Jacqueline's point, it's literally going to do nothing. It's true. I mean, this is Disney. They know, they hear the rumblings. They've been hearing if they wanted him out, they would have gotten him out. Like it's not up to, they're not going to go, oh, because also when they say we've listened to you and we've created Genie Plus. No, you didn't. You didn't listen to us. So if they're going to listen to us, they're not doing anything about this. But I find it interesting that, we always kind of shook our fist at Chapek and was kind of like joking around, half joking, whatever, about him. And now that it's become like, now there's a petition to get him to resign. What is happening? It's kind of interesting and funny and weird to see this progression over time.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, people drift to Josh D'Amaro because he has that likable quality. That, like, this is the guy that we could see leading the company because we spent years on TV with Eisner introducing the Wonderful World of Disney. You see Iger, all about through all these park openings and all these purchases and Marvel and Star Wars and all these things that, very, very present in our lives. And I think that when you see Chapek speak, whether it's like on a documentary kind of thing or at the 50th celebration before the Enchantment live stream, you're just, I kind of feel bad for him because he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that je ne sais quoi.
Right. He's not. Yes, Lexi, I was just going to point that out, that, he's nothing like my friend, Josh D'Amaro. So.
That's right. All right. Well, I don't know, Jen, you're not really staying around for the book club over in the post show, right? It's going to be me.
I am not
leading the book club.
It would be you. But I will share my thoughts separately. I will present a book report. I want extra credit for it or any credit because I'll be turning it in late, I guess. But,
So we're going to be over at DillosDizResort.com, where guests of the Quiet Pool and the Balcony will be engaging in a spirited conversation about Marty Sklar's Figment, Travels with Figment. Can I get the book title right? Let's start there, because I'm looking at his other book right next to me right now, so it's throwing me off. Travels with Figment over at the resort. We'll see who read the book, who didn't read the book. And Jen will provide a book report in a compare, contrast, 4-paragraph essay form that says first, next, then last.
Indenting my paragraphs.
That is how that will go.
No, Jeffers, you cannot turn it in late. Only me.
Before you leave this live stream, everyone, make sure to like this video. Tell your friends about what happened here today and to join us next week for a little Theme Park Thursday Live. Until that time, she's Jen. I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces.